Hello. Finally, there we go. We are live. Had some technical difficulties there, but we're finally back. I'm going to introduce my main man again. El, how you doing? Lovely to have you here, boss. No way. I can't believe it. I've only gone and bottled it again. Finally. I can't hear you, El. Now I can hear you. How you doing? What has happened here then? Oh my god, everything is just going wrong. Hello. El. I heard a rumble. Right, well, this is very disjointed. I do not know what's going on. It's a shame because we have quite a few people join us. El, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. There we go. We're back. We're live finally. We're going. We're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Oh my god. Right. So, that was a bit disjointed. We had quite a few technical difficulties there, but we are back and we are going good. How are we doing? Once again, what's going on? And just, how are we feeling?
Feeling good.
Feeling good.
Yeah, a few technical issues there, wasn't there?
I was going to say, just anyone
watching the other one come back to this one.
Yeah, I was going to say, anyone watching right now, we have already had this conversation for the first 5 minutes. So,
what made last stream of 2020?
Last stream of 2020. That is very true. It is a landmark. I'm looking forward to this last stream. There's a lot for us to cover to get through. I'm just
it's been a big year for the Jab T channel, hasn't it?
It's been a good year. I've enjoyed it. Some nice growth for sure. Starting as we need to go along. Really, I'm very much. These are probably the favourite parts for me of doing these podcasts with you boys, with either you or Owen. Just nice to hit. I didn't think that I would hit the 200 mark by New Year's Eve. That seemed like quite a far way off. So thank you to everyone who's helped me out there. Very, very much do appreciate that. I'm just trying to make some last minute shares because obviously in the last one that we did, I did actually put it and shared it around, and obviously we had a few people in and we had some technical difficulties, so we weren't able to do it. So let's start off. I'll bring your team up, El. Talk us through your team as I do this.
Yeah, sure. So I haven't made any changes to last week so far. Just moved the captaincy from Salah over to Bruno at the moment. Kept the vice on Son for now as well.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of changes, the changes this week will be to Charlie Taylor, whether to transfer him out completely or whether to upgrade Mitchell or Branthwaite and bench Taylor for this week with his injury.
Mm-hmm. Taylor's a frustrating one, isn't he?
He is, yeah. It's like I was saying in the last one that we did. I am sort of more tempted just to take him out completely due to his fixtures, because I think most people sort of brought him in for the Sheffield and the Fulham games.
Yeah, for sure.
But obviously he was taken off first half of the Sheffield game and looks very likely to miss that.
Very unlikely to. Yeah, that's like if it does actually end up happening at all.
Yeah. So I think I'll probably just upgrade him. A few options. So there was Alioski at Leeds, but whether I want double Leeds against Spurs, I'm not too sure.
It's a tough one. I think I'm definitely looking at Alioski myself. But that maybe for the double game week I'll bring him in.
But then on the flip side of that, you've got the Spurs attacking stats have dropped off completely, and Alioski, even though he's a defender, his goal threat is still very high.
That's the thing. His goal threat is very high. It's one of them games that people were expecting goals and could end up like a 0-0 or something like that, something silly. Yeah. So you do really kind of never know with how football's going to go, especially with the fixtures. I will say tripling up isn't the best idea in the current climate. So you've got Dallas as well, don't you?
That is true.
If that game gets missed out, you've got 4 players. You've got Son in there as well, so you've got 4 players out. This is why I'm kind of relying myself on the Manchester United Villa game going ahead and the Leeds Spurs game going ahead, because that's like 8 players from my team will kind of be involved in those 2 games. So I really do hope that those games do end up actually going ahead. We got a few people starting to join. Get your comments down below how you feeling. So we've got updated news. Game week 18 and 19. The Aston Villa City and Burnley Manchester United games have been rescheduled and will now
Other way around.
So wait, so Man City. Yeah. So
Man City Burnley.
No, it's Man United Burnley. I promise you. You.
Sorry.
So you've got Man United Burnley. So Burnley at home to Manchester United in game week 18, and then Manchester City versus Aston Villa game week 19. So what are your sort of plans and feelings towards those game weeks now?
Well, I was this week going to take out De Bruyne. But I don't think I'll be doing that anymore with the sort of rearrangement of his fixtures.
2 home fixtures. I mean, just the one fixture against Palace didn't look too great, but now you've got also at home to Villa. It's definitely looking a lot better for them.
It is. So I'd like to keep De Bruyne for that, and then just De Bruyne's fixtures in general as well are nice.
Yeah, for sure.
Over the next few game weeks, Brighton, Palace, West Brom, Sheffield, Burnley, all in a row.
For sure.
But I don't think I'll be looking to bring in any more City assets, though, to be honest.
No.
Especially in a double game week, Pep's rotation will just go absolutely bananas. So I was thinking of bringing in maybe John Stones or Cancelo.
Okay. Yeah,
I just don't trust.
That rotation is just going to be the one that I was looking at. Well, have you also talking of? Are you still going to free hit come game week 18? Is that still?
I need to have a look at that again, to be honest, because I've got 2 United assets.
That's the thing, same with me. If I had have kept, I think, De Bruyne and Calvert-Lewin, I'd be more likely not to hit the free hit button. Because I think I'd be able to make it through with about 10 players, and they'd all be half decent players that I could field. But I can only field about 7 now, so I think the free hit button's still going to be played. And I've been happening.
I might still do it, to be honest.
Still do a free hit.
I might. Yeah. Maybe go triple City, triple United, triple Spurs. Well, if I can't.
I think I'd be able to. I think I'd go double Spurs, double maybe triple City, and then triple up on United.
I think I'd probably get Eric Bailly in against Burnley. Bruno obviously, and then one of Martial or Rashford. Probably Rashford, to be fair.
Probably Rashford.
Maybe Martial will be better against Burnley's system, because Burnley just play a solid 4-4-2, don't they? So there won't be a lot of room for Rashford.
Yeah, I think I personally would go for Rashford, just because I own him in my team currently, and just like I want to keep that kind of consistency, if you know what I mean. I don't want to keep chopping and changing, chasing after one player.
That's true.
But yeah, I think I'd probably go Callum Wilson and Kane up front, and the team I was building. De Bruyne, Fernandes, Rashford. Who else in the midfield? Son.
Can you get Grealish against Spurs?
I would, but I can't. I wouldn't be able to afford with what I want to do. I'd get Pedro Neto against Everton probably.
Neto looks good.
He looks like a pretty decent option. Then the defence, I'd probably be looking at Bailly, Ruben Diaz, because you just know he's going to play. Bailly, Ruben Diaz, probably Clark for Newcastle, and then what I was trying to look at doing was trying to fit in Edison as well, because you know that Edison will play, but I couldn't fit Edison in, so it'd probably just have to be Darlow for Newcastle. Although they play against Sheffield, I don't really like the idea of doubling up on Newcastle defence.
But
if you're ever going to do it, that's the game sort of thing. So
Yeah.
And Clark's looked pretty good from set pieces as well. He had a very good opportunity, or had a good header against Liverpool that could have easily gone in. He's scored a goal or two this season already, so I think Clark's definitely the defender to go for Newcastle, because he could bring you
Would
some
you
attacking
consider
returns.
Patricio against Everton?
Not with how Wolves have been defending at the minute, to be honest. Maybe if you want to spread your load a little bit.
Or Leno against Palace?
Nah, no chance. Not a single chance, fella. Not a single chance.
Or Guaita against Arsenal, to be fair.
Yeah, could get some save points. You never know.
Maybe if he gets a clean sheet, you're on for like 11, 12 points there.
Yeah, for sure, man. Easily so. Actually, let me bring up this little screen. Brought up a little screen. I've got the change in fixtures. You've got Bruno, Sterling, Grealish, and Pope all looking rather fine there. Looking forward to their game week 18 and 19 fixtures. Just gonna take the stream onto my team quickly. This is how I line up. Unfortunately, brought in Charlie. That's what I need to learn. Stop chasing prices. It's hurt me a few times this season. I mean, to be fair, you can look at it on both sides. It's allowed me to get Dallas in, which has kind of got me 18 points over the past 2 weeks. So that's the kind of flip side of the coin of why people like to chase value, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to afford him. Still haven't got the returns from Soufal that I would kind of like yet, because I chased his value, but I think that will be coming in the double game week and beyond. Because I go on.
I was just gonna say, I think Soufal owners, because there was there was you and a couple of people in our mini league who have him.
Yeah.
And you were just unlucky with the rest this week, weren't you?
Yeah, I mean, it was due. Like when he was benched, I wasn't particularly surprised, to be honest. And a lot of people I saw were scatting on Twitter like, "Oh my god, this is my double game week mucked up," and I was just like, "Nice." He's just being like he's by far and away, like, if you look at the statistics this season, he's probably been their best player. He's easily their first choice right back. So there's no way he misses any of the double game week games unless injury or sign of COVID, depending, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, Charlie Taylor's a frustrating one, especially when I sort of had a sit down and think last night about what I wanted to do going forward. I kind of realised that I didn't actually need to bring in Charlie Taylor anyway for this week. Because what I want to do going forward, as I was telling you, is bring in, maybe a little bit of a differential punt, bring in maybe like a Furlong from West Brom when they've got really good fixtures. Because he's
Ajayi, is that how you say?
Ajayi, yeah. He's
getting a couple of goals, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got a couple of attack returns. He's 4.8 mil though, and I think Furlong's 4.5, so I'd rather pay the 4.5. I think Furlong's like a fullback as well, which tends to mean they get more points. I'm not actually 100% sure on that. He could just be the other centre-back, but either way. Actually, no, it's O'Shea and Ajayi who play at centre-back. I do know that. So I'm pretty sure Furlong plays right-back. And I'm just targeting those for, like, if it could be one of them where if you target the fixtures, he could end up getting like a 12-pointer, and it's a massive differential if you end up having him for that week, if you know what I mean. Especially in games when they play Sheffield, Fulham, so on. Yeah. And
I doubt a lot of people are going for West Brom defenders at the moment, to be honest.
No, exactly. So especially with the way I'm doing it, you can look at the fixtures. The other one that Johnston, to be fair, probably looks like the best West Brom asset just because he gets a lot of save points, and kind of ticks over in that sense. We're starting to get a few more people joining us here. It's taken a time, unfortunately, with the technical difficulties. We probably have more people in here. But in terms of Burnley replacements, Peters looks pretty decent if he's going to be starting now. 4.3 million. I remember towards the end of last season, he was popping off because he plays left mid as a defender on FPL.
Yeah, I was going to say he was basically playing on the wing, wasn't he?
Because he was playing alongside Charlie Taylor. He didn't come on for Charlie Taylor. He started alongside him in the game at the weekend or midweek. So, and he picked up 2 bonus. I remember Peters has always been good for bonus points. He picked up 2 bonus points. So that would be good. We're starting to get some more people. Leave in the comments down below how you're feeling ahead of New Year's Eve, generally, or in terms of FPL as well. And get your questions in. How are we feeling about the game? Let's take a moment to respect game week 16. We haven't really discussed it yet. How was game week 16 for you? I'll pop your team back on screen again.
Okay.
How was game week 16
To be
for
honest,
you?
by and large, it wasn't actually that bad.
Yeah,
Survived the Spurs game reasonably well. Only had one.
just about.
Um, I managed to field 11 players, which I think
Yeah,
I think in this game it was a rarity, to be honest.
you fielded 11,
But
did you?
game
I
week,
think I fielded 10.
just got 11. Got one's from Taylor and Martial,
Mhm. Oh, I see. Yeah, of
um,
course.
but
Taylor
saved
must
by
have
the
been a
Leeds game.
Taylor must have been a bummer, because he would have definitely got. He surely would have got some kind of bonus point as well
Yeah,
if he'd
that's
stayed
true.
on the
Yeah,
pitch
definitely.
with a clean sheet.
Mm.
Very unfortunate. I think for both of us, Dallas at Bamford was kind of a bit of a saving grace this week.
Yeah,
Um,
Cresswell's clean sheet was quite nice.
yeah,
Wasn't really expecting
I
that
saw
yesterday.
a lot of people pop up with a kind of just a ticking over of Cresswell, just picking up a 6-pointer, which sort of took them
Yeah.
nicely up the ranks. Obviously, personally, I had
Mm.
Rashford scoring in the last minute. Unfortunately, I was obviously very happy with the goal, right? But if he hadn't have
Mm.
got the yellow card, he would have been on 11 points instead of
Yeah.
7. So that it just one of
I
them
mean,
things. It just bugs. Even though it's gone well for you, it just bugs
yeah.
you a little bit, if you know what I mean.
Mm. I mean, Rashford had a couple of chances on goal, to be fair.
Yeah, I think he looks good going forward. I'm
He,
very glad to own
he
him.
does look very good.
Um,
Just United in general at the moment. I'm enjoying watching them so much.
oh yeah, just the
The
general
three,
play. I was kind of looking up. I was looking up at the game because I was doing other stuff, but I was following the game, and the football from United did look very very good. But
I mean, United's passing was pretty poor.
would you say your passing was poor? Well, in the final third.
Yeah, I think first half was all over the place, to be honest.
Mm.
There's only really Matic. Even Bruno was a bit all over the place.
Yeah.
And I was a bit unsure as to why Ollie didn't use his third sub, to be honest. Why he didn't bring on Donny.
You don't think? Well, yeah.
I can't.
Where is
I don't
Donny?
want to bring any negativity into that game, to be honest. You know.
It was a good
The
result in
win,
the end. It was
yeah.
one of them. It's just
We were
like
now game in hand. We're equal on at top with Liverpool,
that's the thing is Liverpool have
which
been
is a
dropping
bit
points quite
insane.
madly.
They have, yeah.
To comment in, Green Arrow every week, who was in the stream last week, comes in with the I ended on 57 points this week. He smashed it. Absolute.
That's fair
Must have, maybe a Bruno captain potentially was the difference there. I think a lot of, like, that would have probably, I think that would have taken both of us up to about that sort of points. So that kind of makes sense.
Where did your points come from, Green Arrow? Do you want to drop a comment?
Oh, yeah.
Imagine if you had Dallas and Alioski. That's 24
Oh,
points.
my, yeah. I doubt many people had the double up, though. But it is
No, definitely
it's really tempting me now to do it for the double game week. Because my plan was to drop Grealish for the double game week because it was an Everton away fixture. So, like, I kind of just backed that maybe, he could do something, but Alioski in those 2 games at home, Brighton and Southampton could easily go and, like, grab a goal, grab an assist, if he gets in a clean sheet, so on. Just, like, so many avenues for him to get points. Now that Grealish has a double game week, although the double is against City, he gets the extra 2 points. And just the way Villa are playing, like I think both of us say every week, they look like they can score in every game. Grealish looks like he's going to do something in every game. So his returns will come at some point in probably the games you're not expecting them to as well.
Yeah, I mean he's playing basically the big 6 the next 3 game weeks, isn't he?
Yeah. But I mean, we saw him bang a 24 pointer against Liverpool, so you never know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like I just like having Grealish, to be honest. I think he's such a good player.
And I think value for money. It's if it was De Bruyne, I think if it was De Bruyne on the points that he was getting, I'd maybe be a little bit more like, oh, I'm going to take him out sort of thing. But because I think we both brought him in at around the 7 mil mark, he's just I'm kind of happy to let him just kind of like brew and just sit there and wait for when, because if he grabs it, just brew. He's he's aging like a fine wine.
He is.
But if he like pops up with a 10-pointer like he does every now and again, I was looking at sort of his history actually. and he tends to kind of like have 2 blank game weeks, then pop a like 10 to 15 pointer. So actually, this Man United game, he's due a 10 pointer. So I think what would be ideal for the both of us is, Aston Villa go 1-0 up due to Grealish, and then United go and batter them.
Yeah, I mean, I'd take a 4-2 United victory, something like that. Grealish brace. But Grealish, especially sort of looking forward, when Barkley comes back, that pushes Grealish. Because at the moment, El Ghazi's been sort of getting higher up than Grealish. That's why he's been getting more goals.
Yeah. I was just going to say, we've got a couple of comments in.
Oh, yeah, we do.
This guy said he's got 64 points with Bamford. What a captaincy choice that is. Bamford captain. Fair play. I mean, to be fair, against West Brom, it's a bit rogue. And I mean, his 2 assists were very. I mean, his second assist was like pure class. Fair.
Second assist was ridiculous.
The first assist was absolute. What was going on there? He's headed it at the defender. You can't even really tell if it's going on target. It's bounced back to Alioski, and Alioski has thumped it in from outside the box, and somehow that's a Bamford. It's crazy, but all Bamford owners will absolutely take it for sure. But imagine sitting there without Bamford, and he's been causing you kind of terror for the past 2 game weeks, and that counts as an assist. This guy comes in with, I have Mahrez, who has a double game week, but not starting every week. Keep or sell. What do you think about Mahrez?
I mean, Mahrez, ironically, is City's top scorer at the moment.
Yeah, it's a weird one in that sense, isn't it?
I'd be tempted to hold him.
The thing is, it does actually look like City Chelsea is going to go ahead. City are back in training. It looks like that game is going to go ahead, and if that game goes ahead, the City players will have all had a rest. Mahrez was only playing because he was being rested previously, so I expect Mahrez would have started had City played Everton, so I think Mahrez will start the next game. It is a worthy point that if with the double game week, because the fixtures there are 3 fixtures in that period across the space of a week, I think. So he will most likely get rested for one of them. It just depends at that kind of price bracket. Do you fancy changing to someone else? Do you take the risk with Mahrez because his kind of ceiling is so high? To be fair, now that Grealish, if you don't have him, has a double game week, I think that kind of a lot of people have been taking him out. It makes the argument even more towards the sway of Grealish, because after the double game week, he doesn't have bad fixtures and easily could go on a bit of a run. It's a tough one. One that you just got to decide whether you're happy with the potential returns that Mahrez could get, if you're happy to take the benching, because the benching will come. So you just kind of have to already accept that and not be too disappointed when it does come, and just hope that when he plays, he can absolutely pop off.
I'm just thinking back to the post-lockdown restart. We both had Mahrez, didn't we? We had him for a double, and I think he got 16 points in one game.
Yeah, it was a game. We had him for the double game week, right? And he scored or assisted in the first game week. He got benched the second one, so we were like, oh, did he get benched? No, he didn't get benched the second one. It was Laporte who got benched, because I was thinking, surely Mahrez doesn't start and Laporte starts, and then Mahrez was the one that starts, and he got a 16 pointer in that game. So Mahrez easily.
I think if you've got Mahrez, I'd keep him, to be honest.
Yeah,
I don't captain him.
I don't see anything like that. Mahrez never would I captain him, just because he's way too. You'd captain him for West Brom at home and he'd not play. So it's one of those.
Especially if he's got no other City cover, then you may as well just stick with him.
Yes,
if you've got Kevin De Bruyne already, then maybe there's more of an argument to transfer him out.
Yeah, probably. I don't particularly like the idea of doubling up on City this year. They're not particularly scoring loads of goals. They're getting 1 or 2-0 this year. Just another quick from Vanesh. He says, "What's your plans with Charlie Taylor?"
I'll just get rid. I think I've decided now.
I think. Go on. So you're getting rid. Who are you getting rid to?
Either Holgate at Everton, Alioski at Leeds,
Yeah.
Balbuena,
Hmm.
or Sifal.
Yeah. I
Um,
think my plan
they're the three.
is for
Maybe Eric Bailly. Maybe Eric Bailly.
yeah, potentially. Bailly does look okay. He's got good fixtures after double game week as well. Not bad double game week fixtures. My plan is to bring in Alioski for the double game week. Probably bench Dyer just because Alioski has such good kind of ceiling potential attacking returns for that double game week, and also has Newcastle and game week 20, which I quite like that fixture. And then I'll probably take him out, as I mentioned, probably for a West Brom player. A bit of a punt, but a couple more comments in. They're starting to come in now. I'm going to transition over to the fixtures because we can kind of, as the comments come in, we can have a little discussion about the fixtures. Get through a comment and then discuss a fixture sort of thing. This guy says, Salah captain next week. He's Stuart Hall. There is no way he blanks 3 times in a row. I do think it's a hard one because you're saying there's no way he blanks 3 times in a row. Definitely could. He should have scored against West Brom. Frustrating one. Was it West Brom? They're just Newcastle. He should have scored 2 sitters. Personally, I think he will score in the Southampton game. But actually, I'll bring my team up here so you can see who my captain is. I'm going with Jamie Vardy captain, and I'm more comfortable with putting him as captain than Salah this week, to be honest. Like Leicester are not going to be happy with that Palace result. Had Vardy been on the pitch, he would have probably scored 2 goals against Newcastle away. Newcastle aren't going to play the same way they did against Liverpool. They're going to try and play out a bit more, and I think Vardy's going to have a party. So comfortable, I think, and it's also a bit of it's a differential, especially in terms of the mini leagues. No one else owns him, so captaining him could really catapult me. Couple more.
I think at the moment I'd definitely choose Vardy over Kane at the moment.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Kane's stacking a bit.
Playing game.
It looks as well with the way that Vardy's going because of the if you look at the actual game, like minutes played to points, Vardy's is better than Kane's because Vardy's missed a couple of games, whereas Kane has played every 90 minutes. Yeah. So had Vardy
Vardy's fairly reliant on penalties, but he's getting them and he's scoring them.
But that's the thing you say. It's like people saying with Bruno, it's like, oh, he's reliant on penalties, but both United and Leicester are actually getting the penalties, so it doesn't really matter how he. And to be fair with Vardy, he does. I'd say it's like it's probably half and half, but he does still score, and his finishing is one of the best in the league, like no doubt. Yeah. Like I think a lot of the top 6 sides would love, a lot of them would love to have Vardy as their striker because he's so clinical. Like United would be better with him, City would probably be better with him. Maybe the only one you can argue against is Spurs. And even Arsenal, because I do think Aubameyang is actually a quality finisher. He's just not on the ball at the minute. Green Arrow coming out quickly. Sir, should I hold Grealish? I definitely think so. I'm holding Grealish probably for the rest of the season, unless anything particularly untoward happens. For me, Grealish is just a player you've got to stick with and pick up the points and run away with them when they do end up coming, because they will. I mean, how do you feel about Grealish? I know you own him as well.
Yeah, similar thing to you. Probably a season keeper.
Yeah.
Unless Villa dramatically drop off. Especially when he's been giving them up recently, but he's still sort of there as a penalty taker option for Villa as well.
Yeah, I think he'll end up taking them, I think.
Yeah, especially when the Golden Boot race gets a bit closer. He'll want to be on the pen.
I think also when Barkley comes back into that team, and potentially El Ghazi, even though El Ghazi's been playing well, you're not gonna. If Barkley goes into the centre of the park, which he will, Grealish comes out to the left, which is where El Ghazi's playing. They're gonna play Grealish over El Ghazi, and if El Ghazi's not on the pitch, then Grealish definitely does take the pens. So I think you can probably go on.
I was just going to say, similar to what I was saying before, that the sort of El Ghazi rise is due to Barkley being out for now.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
But as soon as he's back, Grealish will be back on the left wing.
And also, Grealish was scoring more points when Barkley was in the team as well. because he was the one getting because he's doing all the slipping through at the moment, as I've talked to you. Like, the amount of assists he should have got over the past few weeks is unbelievable. Because he's slipping in El Ghazi, slipping in Traore. Whereas when Barkley's playing, Barkley's the one doing the slip into Grealish, if you get me. So Grealish is the one actually getting on the end and scoring the chances. Yeah. We're getting quite a lot of comments coming in. Go on.
Oh, we do. No, that was it. I was just going to say Grealish is such a nice person to own. Like,
for sure.
Every single game there's potential points from him.
Let's quickly let's run through it, sort of like look at a fixture, then answer a comment, do that sort of thing. So Everton versus West Ham before we get on to the next comment. What do we think about this game happening tomorrow, the first game of the week? I'm not going to lie, I'm glad that it's quite late because it means I can have a lie-in and do the deadline stream. We will. I'll be streaming tomorrow. I don't know if anyone will be joining me, but I'll be streaming tomorrow for the deadline. Everton West Ham. What are you saying?
I'm tempted to say like just 0-0 for this one. You know.
You know what? I'd take that. I'd take that and run. I'd run to the bloody hills.
I think Everton aren't getting the numbers they were doing, and West Ham are looking. West Ham still look pretty toothless without Antonio. But on the reverse side of that, both sides' sort of defensive stats are improving dramatically.
They're improving, would you say?
Especially Everton. They've kept so many clean sheets recently.
Have they?
Like the past 4 or 5.
It's probably because they're not sort of bombing us. Because Dino and Coleman get so far forward, they probably do leave themselves quite like we're seeing with Liverpool at the minute. They leave themselves so exposed at the back that they're playing a lot more kind of defensive players at the back, so they're not getting as exposed. I'd probably say. They're definitely not as expansive as they were, so they definitely find it harder to score goals.
Win. Yeah, if someone was going to win, probably say Everton would win out of the two.
Yeah.
It just depends how quickly West Ham can get Antonio back. I know he came on as a sub in the second half.
Nice little Soufal goal, please. That will do.
I think Moyes is quite cautious about him playing full 90s and stuff at the moment.
Oh yeah, for sure. Right, let's have a look at some comments.
Yeah, 0-0 I think for that one.
Yeah, no, I can get behind that fully, to be honest. Soufal with some clean sheet, some bonus points would be very, very nice, and Creswell will probably be up there as well, so you can be happy. Man City will have a good double game week 19 now. Might go for the captain on Kevin De Bruyne. Yeah, I think that's a perfectly fine option. I'm personally probably going to triple captain Salah myself. 2 home fixtures, but I completely understand why people would go for the captain on Kevin De Bruyne. 2 home fixtures. To be fair, against 2 sides that, I mean, you know, Palace, I'm obviously going to big up Palace, but we've actually got a very good record at the Etihad over the past few seasons. So I wouldn't say that Man City are going to stomp all over us like Liverpool did. We're definitely going to give them a game. And Villa have been looking very good as well. So I definitely wouldn't sort of look at those 2 games as particularly easy fixtures, but definitely fixtures where Kevin De Bruyne can do something, I'd say. This guy says...
I think it's a good point.
Yeah.
He's playing 2 very good teams, but I am leaning towards the playing the triple captain that game week.
On Mo or?
One I would consider, I think.
One on De Bruyne, fair. I think I've just got to go with. I've got to keep it with. You know my triple captain history, and I tell you, it ain't. Oh god, I'm keeping it simple this year. If Salah plays 60 minutes in both games, best triple captain I've ever had. Yeah. Actually, no, he needs to play 60 minutes in one and 1 minute in the next one.
Yeah, I mean, Salah's another good option because he plays United on a Saturday, but then he doesn't play Burnley till the Thursday.
Yeah,
he's got a decent rest in between 2.
Yeah, I hope so. I'd mainly be looking at the United game if you can nab some kind of attack and return, and then Burnley you probably hope for 1 or 2, and then you're getting up to 18, 20 points, and I'd be proper chuffed. Many comments coming in, but I think we should
sorry.
No, I was going to say I think we should probably roll. We're spending a lot of time on them, which is fair enough, but probably roll for a few of these now. But carry on. What were you going to say?
Yeah, I was going to say by the time Liverpool and United play each other in that game, United will have played their game in hand.
Yeah.
So whoever wins that game potentially goes to the top of the league.
Yeah, for sure.
It should be a pretty wide open game.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think there'll be goals on both sides, to be honest, even at Anfield.
I hope so. I'm just hoping for an entertaining game, entertaining season in terms of a title race this year. That's how I want it. Just a quick announcement: if you're new around here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We've just passed the 200 mark on the New Year's Eve stream. Wonderful news, but yeah, hit that subscribe button if you're new around here. Very much do appreciate it, and yeah, we'll be you'll be seeing my mug and Elle's wonderful voice for many weeks to come. I do hope so.
Very kind, Johnny.
Well, I'm not gonna say you sound like you sound like a goon. Right. Thoughts on Kane captain? Seems like the perfect game against Leeds. Yeah, I'm debating Son captain myself. I think I will stick with Jamie Vardy just because, you know, I'd be more disappointed if Vardy popped on. I didn't captain him, but I do think Son Kane against Leeds, you know, Leeds have been very open defensively. Although they've just kept 2 clean sheets, which people weren't expecting them to do. You know, that's why a lot of people didn't bring in the likes of Dallas or Alioski because they were like, oh, they're probably going to concede. But they've shown us that they can keep clean sheets, so it could be a tighter game than people are expecting. I just want an entertaining game, to be honest.
Yeah. I think Mourinho will be mindful of how attacking Leeds go. And if Spurs part of the bus, I would not be surprised. I think a better captain might be Son.
I think the way that I mean, Wilmy Kane gets the assist, but Son will be the most likely to score because Kane will probably just be pinging those balls up. Because if you look at how far Alioski and Dallas were getting forward in that West Brom game, mind it was probably, you know, they do it anyway, but they were bombing up especially because it just looked like they were having fun. They all wanted to get in on the action. And I was really hoping towards the end of the game, I was just sitting there, just like I think it was Robinson picked up the ball, right? And he's running through, and I'm like, oh, please, I can't. Do not wipe this clean sheet because it would have lost us 7 points. He takes a step inside and absolutely yeets the thing over the bar, and I'm just like, yeah, I remember now. That's what the West Brom strikers are like, they're terrible. So opinions on Man United defenders after game week 17 at play and blank also have a double plus good fixtures. We've been discussing this quite a bit about Bailly, haven't we?
Yeah.
He looks like a very good option and the cheapest Man United playing defender, and looks like he's going to be a very kind of become nailed on now, especially now Lindelof's got the injury, but Bailly just looks good and his speed is unbelievable. The way he was like recovering. Him being on the pitch changes how United play football. Oh, for sure.
With Lindelof and Maguire, United are so far back because they just know that any balls over the top, United and Lindelof just aren't going to catch them. So Wan-Bissaka and Tellez or Shaw have to stay back.
That's the thing.
You got Bailly on the pitch. The wing backs are forward. The CDMs can move forward.
That's the thing. I do think that Maguire is a good defender, but he needs someone like Bailly next to him just for the recovery of the pace.
I think a lot of the criticism of Maguire is quite unfair because the centre backs basically come as pairs, don't they? They're not.
Exactly.
It's
like Gomez is getting gassed up a lot, but the amount of cover that Van Dijk and like with Trent and Robbo, the amount of cover that Van Dijk on a regular basis gives them is unbelievable, which is why we're starting to see Liverpool kind of leak goals. Which I think
for sure, yeah. The only thing about Bailly is if United are looking highly likely to make a centre back signing in January.
Yeah, maybe they need
so
to.
You might not have him for that long.
Yeah, true.
You'll probably have him for the double because the way that the United board worked, they'll leave everything up until the last 10 minutes. So you'll have until the end of January.
Yeah, for sure.
But then he'll probably be replaced.
Yeah, so
if we buy centre back.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I know Liverpool are obviously in the race for 1 too.
So this guy comes in with, is it worth doing a -8 to get rid of DCL, Mitchell and Taylor for Robertson, Peters and Watkins, or option 2, taking a -4, taking out Mitchell and Taylor for Zuma and Loughton? Looking at this stats straight away, I'm going to say no and no, if I'm being honest. Right, you're taking out a -8 to get rid of Mitchell, Taylor, DCL. DCL and Mitchell. Mitchell he very well could play against Sheffield United. It's one of them I was talking to you about this as well. That if Mitchell plays against Sheffield United, very easily could get a clean sheet. If he doesn't play, he won't play at all. So there's kind of no harm in starting him that game, just in case. If he doesn't play, you can have someone off the bench coming in. So it's a -8, blah blah blah, for Robertson, Peters, and Watkins. Peters, that game could be called off. We don't know what's going on with Fulham, so you could -8 for a player who may not even play. Robertson, who did Liverpool play? Southampton. You never know. Southampton could go and score in that game. Robertson gets a 2-pointer, and all of a sudden, I'd say it depends a lot whether you have a starting 11 as well. But I don't think I'd be -8ing that, to be honest. The DCL to Watkins move, probably not, because DCL is going to start the next game, could easily score. Villa play against United, so I don't see that. With the 1 free transfer, it seems like you have just probably take out Charlie Taylor and bring someone else in. It's probably what I'd say.
Yeah, I'd agree with all that, to be honest. I assume he's going to be free hitting game week 18 with Liverpool.
Yeah, but by the sounds of those transfers,
maybe -4. Maybe -4 DCL and
taking out
Mitchell out for Robertson and Watkins. But
yeah, but his -4, he says
know.
Taylor for Zuma and Loughton. We don't know whether. I mean, the likelihood is Man City will play against Chelsea, but then Zuma against Man City. Not for me, to be honest. Loughton, as I said, you don't know whether. So just if you're going to make a transfer, it seems like you want a Burnley defender who's going to play. So make your 1 free transfer and go Taylor to Loughton or Peters. Probably what I'd say. Most I've been hurt by a lot of -4 so far this season. I think just keeping your cool generally pays out quite well. Bamford, captain 19 again. Probably not for me against Spurs. He's had 2 very easy fixtures of the past 2 against Spurs. He could do something, but there are a lot of other good captaincy options this week. But nothing. I think this is a good week to have debates on captaincy because no one particularly stands out, if you know what I mean.
Oh, he's asking game week 19, so the Leeds double against Saints and Brighton,
19. Yeah. Ooh, that's kind of the Maverick play, I think.
That'd be a huge differential.
That is the Maverick play, because a lot of people own Bamford, but not many people have the kahunas, as it were, to captain the geezer. So that could be interesting. I'm personally I'm set as long as nothing happens towards Salah, I'm set on the idea of triple captaining him. I'm set on it. You ain't stopping me. This guy says Man City, United and Villa all playing in game week 18 and double in 19. Is it necessary to take a hit to get these players? I'm assuming he means that is it necessary to -4 these players in? That's kind of how I'm going to take the question.
Depends on who it is. Bruno and KDB, yes. Grealish, maybe, yeah. Martial,
yeah.
Not.
Bruno. Out of everyone, I'd probably say if you don't have Bruno, worth a hit to bring in. No one else would I particularly say is worth a hit. KDB, I don't personally think it's worth a hit. He's not been returned. He's literally not shown. I do hold out that I think he's the best player in the league, but he's not been returning of late. Also, I think I'm going to take this question as if he means free hit as well. Do you need to free hit game week 18 for kind of with these teams now playing? Just dependent on each person's team, I guess. I think you're definitely more debating it now, aren't you? Whether you need to free hit.
What was that, sorry?
As in free hitting in 18, it's become a bit more of a debate than it was.
Yeah, I think I probably will. Because the last 2 seasons I've played a free hit, it hasn't really gained me a lot, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I might just stock up on the game week 18 players and go from there with the free hit.
Mm-hmm.
I need to have a proper look. I don't know. I still don't know actually how many players I will have for that game week. If it's sort of 9 or above, I'd probably hold off.
9 or above, yeah.
But if it's 8 and below, I'd probably play the free hit. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. This guy says, "Hey bro, thanks for joining my league. No worries, Krishna. Good, always good fun to join the leagues. I'll probably be starting up my own league next year. A jabbed FPL league. We'll see how that goes." What's my overall rank at the minute? My overall rank is about 400k. It's been kind of up and down over the last few weeks. Me and you both were probably about 1.5 mil at one point. So we've been seeing some green arrows, and I think we're definitely on the way up, for sure.
I think I'm fairly close to you now. Is it 3 points now? They're probably very similar ranks, I guess.
Yeah, sure. This guy says in the top 10k. Well played, fella. Well played. Show your game week set. I've just put my game week 17 team up. It's top 100 green arrows, top 120k now. Well, fair play, fella. Fair play. I think like most people I've seen are starting to kind of like gradually sort of climb up the ranks now with the moves that people are making. So I'm hoping. The main hope for me is that we've both looked at our FPL Cup teams, and I know that if I were you, I'd be I'd be disappointed if I went out. But I mean, the team that you're coming up against, I mean, the geezer hasn't changed his team since.
Yeah, my guy hasn't played since game week 2.
So
if I go out to Ceballos and Oriol Romeu, and
a vice captain on Zaha, he goes and bangs a quadrat.
that him and
I'd be slightly worried, like a little bit worried about Zaha, but then you've got enough coverage elsewhere to bring it in some points. Let us know in the comments down below if you made it into the FPL Cup and how your fixtures kind of looking, how you feeling about the FPL Cup this year, and how you've done previously. I've didn't manage to qualify last year because I completely forgot about it and took some stupid minuses that week. I think that was the week that I captained Ayew, you know.
Oh.
You remember that week I captained Ayew, and then probably people were like, it was around that time, and people were like, it's the FPL, it's the game week. Or it might have been that Jamie Vardy injured one where I brought him in from -4, captained him, and like he was something around that. It was something untoward happened, and I didn't qualify, so I was unfortunate. Guys, it's kind of join you as a guest for a stream or to bring more awareness to FPL in India. I'm thinking, I don't know what you think about this, El, but like I've seen people do it of kind of having like Discord drop-ins maybe for a stream. It's something I might do myself. Just sort of like having a waiting room for Discord and just bringing people on for like 5 minutes just to start a discussion. Maybe when the streams start to get a little bit, a few more views and stuff. But yeah, at the same time, I like it. I do enjoy reading through the comments as well. It's good to have the engagement. How are you finding it?
I think it's really good, especially the sort of last couple of months or so where we've had a lot more people getting into the comments, and
it's very nice to engage with people.
Giving us more to talk about and stuff.
Yeah. Green Arrow every week coming in with he's got a very easy cup opponent, same as you by the sounds of it.
Yeah. I think there's 7 million people that play FPL, isn't there? There's already 3 million inactive accounts.
Probably something like that. It
nearly half.
Thing is, FPL it's growing quite, like it's growing yearly as well. Like no doubt over the next few seasons it'll be up to sort of like 10 mil participants. Because it's one of them where like football, especially the Premier League, is loved all around the globe, and people just need to kind of like be aware of FPL. And once you get sucked into it, especially like our friendship group has, it can definitely there's a lot to talk about. Let's roll through some of these fixtures and then we'll wrap things up. We've gone for about 50 minutes now, so I think we'll let everyone get away and enjoy their New Year's Eves. Manchester United Villa. What are we saying?
Well, I've got
back your boys.
I know. United. Well, I'll talk you through what I'm thinking. United will win. First of all, let's just
United will win. Let's get that one right out of the way.
United will score goals.
Mm-hmm.
It's just whether Villa nick one.
I think Villa will score. I think Grealish will bag.
I think Villa will score.
I hope so.
3 or 4-1.
Wait. There's a very contrasting score. Did you say 3-3?
3 or 4-1.
Oh, 3 or 4. I thought you said 3-3 or 4-1. I'm like, that's quite a stretch.
No. Just as well, while we're live, the just news in that Cavani got a 3-match ban as well.
Oh,
so it'll be Martial that definitely starts in that.
That is confirmed now, is it?
Yeah.
That is happened. So Martial will definitely be playing now. So that was good for you. I'm obviously hoping that Rashford will be scoring. I'm gonna go with 3-1. Hopefully Bruno Fernandes can score a pen, but Martinez will save the penalty, and then Bruno will score it off of the rebound. So Martinez gets some nice saving penalty points. That would be rather wonderful.
Why not?
We can dream. And then you were thinking about captain De Bruyne or Fernandes at one point, weren't you?
I think I still will, to be honest.
You think you still will? He is on the picture you sent me. He's still on there.
I might do a drunk Martial captain tonight as a big differential. But I'm hoping I don't, because it was this time last year I did that wild card, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I might just delete the app this evening.
That's fair enough. So a couple more comments. Cup is so lot based compared to normal leagues. Yeah, I agree. It's just it's a potluck with who you're going to face every week, and you just kind of got to build your team to do as well as you can every week, but obviously focus on your main teams. Call me dumb, but I might do Salah to Rashford and Struy to Justin. The cup below that is Green Hour is. I mean, like, I do really like Rashford, but I wouldn't be taking out Salah for him, if you know what I mean. Obviously, in my team, I'm able to fit in Rashford and Salah. I very much do like that, but I think Salah. No. I think you'd regret taking out Salah. So I'd definitely keep a hold of him. Tottenham Leeds. What's the score going to be?
I'm going to go for an upset. I think Leeds will win 2-1.
I'm going to go for 0-0.
0-0?
0-0. Right, it's going to be one of them end-to-end games where just nobody scores.
I think Mourinho will just park the bus, to be honest.
Park the bus. Maybe Son nicks it. Maybe.
I think there'll be Spurs aren't solid at the back at all.
Yeah. I just hope either side keeps a clean sheet, because it helps. Like if either team keeps a clean sheet, I'm happy. Because I own Dyer and Dallas. Quickly, if you're new around here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Another little advertisement, but yeah, we're trying to grow the channel. So if you're new around here, please don't forget to hit the subscribe, hit that like button, obviously, and. Have any questions for people in chat? Something we can help. Do you have any questions for the chat? Anything you want to help with? I mean, I don't know. I guess let us know. Let us know in the comments. Sorry, I had to cut you off, but follow us along with the predictions as we predict the games. Let us know your opinions on those games. I'm always intrigued to see what people think, whether we're just chatting absolute nonsense with these predictions. So yeah, let us know in the comments what
That's
sort of
quite possible.
follow. Yeah, very, very, very possible. There'll be absolutely nothing, and we're just blabbering along right now. But yeah, let us know in the comments what you think about our predictions, whether you agree or whether you think we are bambling morons with these predictions.
I'd quite like to know people's top 4 predictions.
Top 4 in terms of sort of like for the end of the season.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, let us know in the comments down below your top 4 predictions as well. Who's gonna finish? Who's gonna win? That's really what you want to know. Who's gonna win the league? That's mainly what we're looking for. But yeah, Palace, Sheffield, take this away from the non-bias.
2-0 Palace.
I bloody well hope so, mate. I bloody well hope so.
I think Sheffield are just dreadful defensively.
We need to win. Obviously, it's going to be Palace who give Sheffield their first win. Convinced.
Yeah,
Convinced.
I think so. 2-0.
Mate. 2-0 Palace. I'll be sitting there happy. We're not getting relegated. Thank God for that. Thank God for that. This guy says Grealish out of hold. We discussed this earlier. If you scroll back through the stream, we discussed it. But the main kind of verdict that was given was Grealish hold, because he looks like a very good player for the long run, basically, and has a decent double game week as well. Palace 2, Sheffield 0. I can run with that, mate. I can run with that. Brighton Wolves, interesting one. This one. It's a bit of a mid-table. Crystal Palace 3-0 win, easy win. Yes, please. I will take that and I will run. See you later. Let's get. Let's get a Christian Benteke Hattie. All assisted by James Tompkins.
Do you reckon Van Arnott will play?
I think so. I think he was given a rest. We need that kind of left. We need all the attack we can get, really. But then again, we don't want to concede stupidly. So Mitchell could play, and as I said, there's no harm in playing the guy. I don't want him to start from an FPL perspective, especially because it would piss me off if people got a clean sheet for Palace and I didn't. Because the amount of times I've been mucked over by that this season. I think I've lost 12 points because of Palace have scored or conceded in the 90th minute so far this season. So not only from an FPL perspective, but from a Palace perspective, that bloody hurt me. Brighton Wolves, what are you saying?
It's a hard one. Wolves these days are so hard to predict, aren't they?
Because
again, it could be a 0-0.
So are Brighton as well. Like, some games they look unbelievable. Some games they're just really slacking.
I think either a 0-0 draw or a very low scoring Wolves.
I reckon this is going to be a very expansive 3-3. Very high scoring. Let us know what you're thinking in the comments down below. Obviously, we've gone for very different things there. Well, we both kind of went with draw, just different kind of levels of scoring. West Brom Arsenal. You think with the way that Arsenal have been playing, they should.
Yeah, Arsenal is definitely improving. But I would love it to be 1-0 West Brom. I think that'd be so funny.
1-0 Wolves we've got coming in as well. 1-0 West Brom would be funny. This guy actually said, Chris just said it, Liverpool, United, Spurs, City as the top 4.
I would pretty much. I don't think Chelsea will get top 4. Lampard sacked in May.
Lampard sacked in May, never. I can agree with that. I can agree with that top 4. To be fair, I don't necessarily agree with the order, but I can agree with those 4 teams being in the top 4.
I would swap Liverpool and United around myself.
You know what? I actually there's definitely an argument to be made for it, and I think there's an argument for City as well, because if you look at City have got 2 games in hand. If they win both of those, they're 1 point behind Liverpool right now. Obviously, Liverpool are in the advantageous position of having played the game.
Are City still that close?
Yeah. They've got 2 games in hand. So if they win both those 2 games in hand, they're 1 point behind Liverpool. So it's kind of it's a little bit misleading the table at the minute, because a lot of teams have games in hand with all the fixtures being missed out. West Brom Arsenal. Go on.
Oh, sorry.
No, carry on what you're saying.
I think Spurs depends on whether they can return to the form they were in at the start of the season. If they continue to drop off as they are, then they could slip out the top 4.
Yeah, for sure.
West Brom. Sorry, going back to the fixtures. I am going to say 1-0 West Brom.
1-0 West Brom. I'm going to have to go with my as much as I would love to see that, and it'd be funny, I also kind of don't want to see that, because I don't want West Brom to be picking up any points because of the relegation battle. Yeah, I never even though Palace look okay, and especially if we beat Sheffield, I'll be feeling a bit more comfortable, but I'm always kind of looking at those teams and just hoping they don't pick up points, because it just makes me sleep easier. It makes me get to sleep at night.
I mean, on the reverse side, if Arsenal lose and you win, you go above Arsenal.
That would be funny.
Because I think you're only 1 point off Arsenal at the moment.
Yeah.
So I'm just having a look now. You're 11 points ahead of West.
I think we can settle for a draw.
Go on then.
Burnley Fulham. Nil bois, nil bois. 0-0. What are you saying?
Early fixture as well. Oh, what a dead game.
Dead game.
Just 0-0. Like, maybe 1-0 Burnley. Because Chris Wood, I sent you the picture of the expected goals recently, didn't I? Chris Wood actually tops the list, which is a bit mad.
Yeah, I was thinking about punting on him for this kind of period. And if he scores against Fulham, then it would have been a good punt. But I sort of, brought in Vardy and Rashford instead, which longer term is definitely going to sort me out. 0-0, 1-0 Burnley. Yeah, Burnley are kind of grinding away those kind of results at the minute. This guy said Everton, Leicester and Chelsea 5 or 6. Everton, Leicester 5 or 6. Yeah, there'll be Southampton, Leeds. Leeds are getting top 10. No chance, mate. No chance. They're too. They crush small, they crush the stinkers, but then get crushed themselves. Any team that has a little bit of quality, they'll get crushed themselves.
But don't you think that Leeds are better than West Ham?
No.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so.
I guess it depends what happens when Antonio comes back.
I think the thing with Leeds is they're a bit deceiving because they are so good going forward, but they're also so bad defensively. Like when you've got a team who've got a few players who can just nick a few balls in behind, Leeds are screwed.
Also happened against United, isn't it?
Also against United.
Yeah, I think Leeds will finish.
This guy says, "Do you want to make a bet?" I would, mate. No, I'll leave it for now. I'm not like I say it, but I'm not 100% confident. Obviously, I was gonna put a bet on at the start of the season that Bamford wouldn't score at all this season. Obviously, that wouldn't have gone well. So I think I'll hold off for now. I'll debate it. Maybe once we hit game week 20 or something, and we'll come back to me on that one. Come back to me. But Newcastle Leicester, what are we saying?
2 or 3-0 Leicester, to be honest.
I'm going with 5-0 Leicester. Thank you.
5-0.
5-0 Leicester. Come back to me. Let's put a cheeky bet down on 5-0 Leicester. That'd be nice. Jamie Vardy, pen twatty. I'm not. I don't think I'm dreaming too high there either. I'm not dreaming too high.
Maybe a little bit.
The first player to ever score 5 goals in a Premier League game. Yeah, it's going to be done in that game. Predict it, mate. Predict it. Jamie Vardy to score 5. Chelsea, Man City. This guy says, "Will Taylor be back?" El, you there? Hello.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about the Chelsea.
Oh, it was just silence for a while. It's just, you're just sitting there. You're thinking hard.
I'm pondering.
This guy in the chat. You don't need to. Go on.
2-0 City.
2-0. 2-1
2-1.
City. Could Chelsea be the undoing of City? Could they be the undoing? No. Yeah, I think City will win this game with the break that they've had as well. Players are going to be fresh, ready to go. Pep's going to be buzzed up for this game. Chelsea fans, especially the Chelsea fans I know, will be like, "Oh, it's a massive conspiracy theory against Chelsea. Man City players have been allowed to rest. We haven't. Blah blah blah." Wow. This guy says, "Will Taylor be okay for Fulham?" Doesn't look that way. He's got a hamstring problem. You never know. Son picked up a hamstring problem where he was going to be out for 6 months. He played the next game. I think it's worth, unless you're thinking about transferring him out. If you're not going to transfer him out, start him. If he doesn't play, he doesn't play. No. But the safest option is probably just to transfer him out for the likes of Loughton or Peters. This guy's a 3-2 Leicester.
The game itself happened.
Yeah, that's true. The Burnley Fulham game may not actually go ahead due to COVID, so that's definitely another thing to think about. 3-2 Leicester, I could get behind it, although I don't. I'd take a wiping out of the clean sheet for Leicester, to be fair. I don't mind that happening, because people do unjusting. I could get behind the Man City dub here, to be honest. I think Man City will want this game a little bit more, as long as Kevin De Bruyne does a knout. I'm cool with it. Southampton versus Liverpool to end us up. Will Liverpool keep dropping points to the per se lower teams?
I think they'll win.
They'll get this one over the line, will
they? Ings is back, isn't he? Ings is back.
Thanks. He played almost full 90 in the last one.
Yeah, I thought he did. 3-1 Liverpool.
And Liverpool, I'd like to see an offset because Southampton are doing well enough that I don't really need to look at them in terms of like relegation. They're doing very well this season. Even if I can back Southampton to get a draw in this one, even a win for Southampton, this one would be a very entertaining result, I think.
It really would.
And it put a lot more pressure on Liverpool. There'd be just a 1-1. Yeah, I'd like a 1-1. That'd be nice.
Probably.
Just want an entertaining game. Southampton to go 1-0 up and really put part of pressure on Liverpool. See if they've got them kahunas still in play. They've got the crown jewels. But yeah, let's run through the fixtures. I will be doing a deadline stream tomorrow. If anyone wants to catch that, any last minute kind of transfers, decisions, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Any last words, Bell, for 2020?
Just Ollie's at the wheel.
Ollie is at the wheel. My man is fully behind Ollie after all of this. Oh, Cavani's a shit signing. Oh, Ollie needs to go. Ollie's at the wheel. 2020.
I was never Ollie out.
You were never Ollie out, but you were never Ollie.
Always at the front about
You were never really Ollie's at the wheel though. Until now.
It was more.
Until now.
Yeah. I was just so frustrated with that transfer window.
Yeah, it's fair enough. Well, yeah, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. Thank you very much for joining me, Al. It's been a hell of a year, a hell of a ride.
It has been.
To 2021 and bigger and better things. So yeah, thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you in the next one. I'll catch you tomorrow. Cheers. See ya.